Mom, which school am I going to? And suddenly, you don't have an answer. You planned everything, the job, the apartment, the move. You thought you were ready, but no one explained this part. And now you're standing there thinking, what if I fail my child right here? Not because you don't care, but because you're afraid your English might cause a mistake that actually affects their future.
You moved your whole family to the US, and then the school system hits you all at once. People speak fast, the process isn't clear, and every step feels important. One misunderstanding, one wrong answer, and it feels like it could go wrong.
Maybe it sounds like this in your head. What if I misunderstand something important? What if I can't explain clearly? What if I say the wrong thing? So you hesitate. You wait. Sometimes you stay quiet. And that silence, that's the part that feels the worst. But here's the truth. This is not just an English problem. And today, we're going to fix it.
In this episode, we'll show you exactly what to say in real high school situations in America.
From enrolling your child on day one, to talking to teachers, to handling serious calls from the school when something goes wrong.
Simple sentences, real situations, step by step.
So when your child asks, which school am I going to? You won't freeze. You won't guess. You'll know exactly what to do. Here is what nobody warns you about. The first day does not feel like a language problem. It feels like a courage problem. You walk in, and the only thought in your head is, I don't know how to say this.
This is where people think it is English, but something else is going on, and by the end, you will see what that really means. So you just moved. The boxes are half unpacked. Your kid needs to start school.
In America, high school means 9th grade through 12th grade. And the first thing you have to do is enroll them.
Enroll just means register, sign them up, put them in the system.
You walk in. You're not sure where to go. So you start simple. I'm new here. Could you help me?
That is your opening line.
They respond, maybe point somewhere, but you're still not completely sure. So you follow up. Where should I go for enrollment? If you are still unsure who to talk to, you keep it simple. Who should I speak to? And if you just want to double check, is this the right office?
Those 3 questions alone will get you pointed in the right direction.
And once you are there, you keep it moving. Can you guide me through the process? Or even simpler, what should I do first? It doesn't have to be perfect.
They have heard this 1,000 times. You're not bothering anyone.
Then it happens. They start explaining everything fast, way too fast. You catch maybe half of it, so you stop them. Could you please speak more slowly?
That one sentence changes everything.
They slow down, but you're still not completely sure. So you try again. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat that, please? That is enough. You really don't need more than that.
Honestly, start there.
And if it still doesn't make sense, you keep going. Can you say that again in a different way? I don't understand. Could you explain that, please? Let me make sure I understood correctly.
That last one helps a lot. People are afraid to say it, but it is the smartest thing you can do.
Then you hear a name or a room number. And you know you are going to forget it in 3 seconds. So you say, can you write that down for me?
Especially names and room numbers.
And if you need to be sure, can you spell that, please? What does that mean? Most people freeze right here, but you won't, because now you have the words.
And if they still don't slow down enough, you just say it again. That is not rude. That's how you understand.
Then they hand you a form. This is the part nobody likes. You look at it, and suddenly nothing makes sense. And there's that thought again. What if they think I am stupid?
Everyone has that thought.
So instead of guessing, you point at one line and say, I don't understand this form. Could you explain it?
Yeah, that is usually where people freeze.
But you don't stop there. Still unsure? What should I write here? And if you are stuck, can you show me an example?
Now you're not stuck anymore.
Now you're scanning the form. Nothing looks familiar at all. So you slow it down. Is this required or optional? Where do I sign? Do I need to fill this out today? Can I complete this later? Is this information correct? Did I fill this out correctly? Can you check this for me?
The first question from the school is almost always about grade. For high school here, it is 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th grade.
So you answer simply, my child is in 9th grade. Or if you are not sure, my child is 15 years old. What grade should he be in?
They will figure it out.
Then comes documents. This is where it gets stressful. Your heart starts racing a little. What if you brought the wrong thing? What if nothing is in English? That is when you ask, what documents do I need?
Yeah, that is where people usually panic.
Then you go step by step. Is a copy okay? Or do you need the original?
That works.
And if your documents aren't in English, you ask, this document is not in English. Is that okay? Do I need to translate this? If something is missing, what if I can't get this document? Can I submit this later? And to stay focused, what is the most important document to bring first? Are these documents enough? Do you need anything else from me? Where do I submit these documents?
The common documents are a birth certificate, vaccination records, proof of address, and previous school records.
Quick story. I helped enroll my younger cousin once. We showed up with a folder of papers from back home. None of it was in English. Not a single page. I was embarrassed. I thought they would turn us away. But the woman at the desk looked through everything, pulled out 3 documents, and said, these are the ones I need. She had seen papers from 15 different countries. You're not the first family to walk in with foreign documents, and you will not be the last. Now you're almost there. So you ask about what happens next.
That is a good one.
And you keep going. How long does the process take? When will my child start school? Will the school contact me? Or should I follow up? Who should I contact if I have questions? Is there a deadline I should know about? What should I prepare next? Can you explain the next step again? What do I need to do after today?
Then there's a placement test. The school might test your child's English level to figure out what support they need.
You might hear terms like ELL, ESL, or ELD. They all mean extra English help. Here's what you say. Is there an English support program at this school? What programs are available? And if the explanation is confusing, could you explain that again, please? Now the schedule. Multiple teachers, different classrooms, different times. You look at it, and it doesn't make sense. So you point to it and say, can you explain my child's schedule?
Start there.
Then you go deeper. Which classes are required? What is an elective class? Can my child change classes? Who do we talk to about schedule changes? What does this classmate mean? How many classes does my child have? Where can we see the schedule online? Who is my child's counselor? Can we meet the counselor?
The most important person to know is the counselor. They help students with classes, schedules, and future plans.
And finally, fees. Public school is free, but sometimes there are extra costs. So you ask, are there any fees we need to pay?
Fair question.
And if something shows up, what is this fee for? If that already feels like a lot, you're not alone. But you kept going. And that matters, because the next part is the one most people avoid. And it is exactly why they get stuck. 2 weeks later, everything looks fine, until it isn't. Your teenager goes to school every day. You think things are okay. Then, one evening, they come home quiet. Not normal teenage quiet, a different quiet.
Yeah, that kind.
So you ask, how was school? They say, fine. And you know it is not fine. Now you have a decision. Do you contact the school or not?
For a lot of new parents, this is the hardest moment. Not the first day, this part. Because now you have to reach out to a teacher you have never met in English about something emotional.
This is the fear we talked about earlier. And this is where it matters most. Silence is the one thing that actually hurts your child. I have talked to a lot of American teachers. I have never heard a teacher say, I did not help that student because the parent's English was hard to understand. What they do say is, I wish more parents would reach out.
So teachers don't care about perfect English?
They care that you showed up. And your teenager is watching. They see whether you step in or stay quiet. The bravest thing you can do here is make the call in imperfect English, on purpose. And this is where most parents either step in or stay quiet.
So how do you contact the teacher? Email is your friend. You can take your time. You can think. You can use a dictionary.
You don't need anything complicated. Honestly, one sentence is enough. You start with one line. I'm the parent of.
That's all you need to get started.
Then you add your reason. I'd like to talk about my child's progress. I'm writing to ask about my child. Can we schedule a meeting? Are you available for a phone call? And when they reply, you follow up. Thank you for your reply.
Always good.
Then you keep it simple. I appreciate your help. I'm following up on my previous message. I wanted to check if you received my email. Please let me know a convenient time. I look forward to your response. Thank you for your time.
That's it. Keep it short.
Then you get the meeting or the call. This is where people freeze again. So you start simple. How is my child doing in class?
First question.
And then you go a little deeper. Is my child keeping up with the work? Where is my child struggling? What can we do at home to help?
Teachers love that one.
Then you focus it. What do you recommend? Is this a serious problem? Could you give me an example? And here is the one that matters most. What should we focus on first? When you ask that, teachers notice.
Yeah, immediately.
It tells them everything. You care. You want to help.
Every teacher responds to that.
Then you make sure you understand expectations. So you ask, What level is expected for this grade?
Good to know.
And you check where your child stands. Is my child meeting expectations? Where is my child struggling the most? Then you bring it back home. How much homework should my child have each day?
Very fair.
And to stay focused, what should my child prioritize? Are there online resources we can use? Now, attendance. This part matters more than most parents think. If your child is sick, you call the school that same morning. You keep it simple. My child cannot come to school today.
Start there.
And if they ask for details, my child is sick. He has a fever. She has a doctor's appointment. Then you clarify. Will this be an excused absence? Do I need to provide a doctor's note? And if timing changes, my child will be late today. Then you think ahead. What should my child do about missed work? Who should I inform about the absence? Is there anything else I need to do?
An excused absence means the school accepts the reason. An unexcused absence means they were gone with no explanation. That can affect grades and even graduation. So you always call, even if your English is slow.
I didn't know that until my second year here. Nobody told me that excused versus unexcused is a real thing. Then the report card comes. In high school, grades go on a GPA, a grade point average. That affects college later. So if you don't understand it, you don't guess. You say, I received my child's report card. I don't fully understand it. Can someone explain it to me?
Saying, I don't fully understand isn't embarrassing. That's a smart thing to say. It means you're paying attention. Pretending you understood, that is what causes problems.
And if something looks wrong, there's something I don't understand on this report. Can we talk about it? You're allowed to ask. This matters. This is your child's record. Now here is the part most parents miss. It is not just grades. It is behavior. It is social life. So you ask, is my child adjusting well socially?
Very important.
And you keep going. Have there been any behavior concerns? Does my child participate in class?
Sometimes something has been happening for weeks before you hear about it, and you find out because the school calls you.
And when that call comes, most parents make the same decision. They hesitate. They don't pick up. But we are going to make sure you don't. And this is the moment most parents fail. Not because they don't care, because they hesitate. This is the hard one.
Then one day, a number you don't recognize shows up on your phone. Your stomach drops. You already know it is the school.
And in that moment, a lot of parents hesitate. They let it go to voicemail because the fear hits fast. What is I don't understand? What if I say something wrong? The call ends. You open the voicemail. You listen once, twice, 3 times. You still only understand half. Now you're not just confused, you're stressed. So let's slow this down. Let's practice this. Real situations. Logan is the school. I'm the parent. My English won't be perfect. Yours doesn't have to be perfect either. There's a pause. You freeze for a second, and in that moment you go back to what you know. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Honest.
And if you need more, can you say that in a different way? Can you leave a message or send an email?
Hello, this is Mr. Rivera from Lincoln High School. May I speak with the parent of?
Yes, this is the parent. Could you please speak slowly? My English isn't very good.
Of course. Your child is in the nurse's office. He has a headache and a fever. He needs to go home. Can someone pick him up?
You pause for a second. You need time to process. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Can you say that in a different way?
He is sick. He needs to go home. Can you come?
Oh, he is sick. Yes, I can come. How soon do I need to come? Give me a second.
Take your time.
Can I call you back?
Come as soon as you can. He is resting. He is okay.
Okay, I am coming now. Thank you. Is my child safe?
Yes, he is safe.
What should I do now?
Please check in at the main office when you arrive.
Check in at the main office just means go to the front desk first. You walk in and say, I am here to pick up my child. His name is...
This is Mr. Daniels, the assistant principal at Jefferson High School. I am calling about. Is this the parent?
Yes. Could you speak slowly, please? English is my second language.
Of course. There was an incident today. Your child was in a fight. He's okay. There's no serious injury. But I need you to come in and meet with me. Can you come today?
You hear one word you don't know. So you stop right there. Sorry, I don't know that word. Incident. Can you explain?
A problem. A fight. Your child was in a fight. He is okay.
Now you focus on what matters. How serious is this situation?
Not a major injury, but we need to talk.
Is my child safe right now?
Yes, he is safe.
Then you get clear. Was anyone hurt? What exactly happened? What are the consequences? What happens next?
No one was hurt. He is shaken but okay. We need to discuss this in person.
Okay, I will come. What time? Can we discuss this later today?
3 p.m. when school ends.
And if you feel unsure, you ask, can I bring someone to help me understand? My husband's English is a little better.
Absolutely. Bring whoever you need.
That question, can I bring someone to help me understand, is one of the most important things you can say in that moment. The school will always say yes, and when you are sitting in that meeting, don't wait until the end if you are confused.
You stop them right there and say, I am sorry, I don't understand. Can you explain that part again? That's not rude. That's how real conversations work. Then you keep it clear. What should I do first? Can you send me the details by email? I want to understand everything clearly.
This is the call nobody wants, but it happens. And it happens more often with new students because everything is new. The system is new. The expectations are new. And most parents don't know what to say. Now you will.
Hello, this is Mr. Park, the school counselor at Riverside High School. Is this the parent of?
Yes. Could you speak slowly? English is my second language.
Of course. I am concerned about your child's grades. She is failing 2 classes. If she does not improve, she may not be able to move to the next grade level. Can we meet to discuss a plan?
You hear one word and you are not sure. So you check. Failing means her grades are low?
Yes.
Now you focus on what matters. How serious is this situation?
She is at risk of repeating the grade.
You make sure you understand. Repeating the grade means she stays in the same grade next year.
That is correct.
Now the real question. Is it too late to improve?
No. That is why I am calling. I want to help.
Okay, now you shift from fear to action. How can we fix this? What is the fastest way to help my child? Can my child get extra help? What should we focus on first? What do you recommend?
Can you come tomorrow at 4 p.m.?
Yes. Can you send me an email with the details?
Absolutely.
And if you need time, you say it. I need a moment to think before the meeting. I want to understand everything clearly.
What is your email address?
That question gives you something important. Time. You go home, you read the email slowly, maybe you check a few words. You think about what you want to ask. Then you walk into that meeting. Not perfect. Ready. That is enough to start. And if you need support, you ask, can I come to the school? Can I bring someone to help me understand? You thought this whole time that this was an English problem.
It feels like one.
But it is not just your English. It feels like English, but what actually stops people is hesitation. Remember that feeling from the beginning? It feels like English, but it's not. It's courage. Bad English doesn't hurt your child. Silence does. Here is the truth. Every parent in those situations, even American parents with perfect English, feels the same fear. Afraid the school won't listen. Afraid their child is falling behind. Afraid they said the wrong thing.
So it is not the language?
That fear isn't just about language. The parent who walks into that school and says, I don't understand, can you explain again, even in broken English, is already doing more than the parent who stays silent.
Every time. Your child is not listening to your grammar. They are watching whether you show up. And that teenager at home, watching you walk into the school even when it is hard, learns something important. What it means to stand up for someone you love.
In any language, your child does not need a perfect parent. They need a parent who shows up. And one day, when their English is better than yours, when they are the one helping you, they will remember this moment, that you showed up, especially when it was hard.
I didn't expect to feel something just now.
Yeah, me neither.
3 acts. 3 different kinds of hard.
Act 1. You walk in. You don't know where to go. So you say, I'm new here. Could you help me? Where should I go for enrollment? Is this the right office? Can you guide me through the process? What should I do first?
Act 2. You reach out. Even when it feels uncomfortable. You ask, how much homework should my child have each day? What should my child prioritize? Are there online resources we can use? Is my child adjusting well socially? Have there been any behavior concerns? Does my child participate in class?
Act 3. You answer the call, even when your instinct is to avoid it. And you ask, how serious is this situation? What exactly happened? What are the consequences? What happens next? How can we fix this? Is it too late to improve? What is the fastest way to help my child? Can my child get extra help? And here is the truth we saved for the end. This fear is not really a language problem. It is a courage problem. And you already have that courage. You moved your family to another country.
So here is what I want to ask you. Which moment felt the most real? The first day at enrollment? The call about grades? Or that moment when your phone rings and you have to decide whether to pick up? Leave it in the comments. We build future episodes from what you share.
We started with this. You moved to America for your kids. You set up the apartment, the job, the neighborhood. You thought everything was ready. Then the school part started, and suddenly it felt impossible.
That feeling, wanting to protect your child, but not knowing how to talk to the people in charge of their day. That is real. That's not weakness. It's just a system you've never seen before.
And now you have seen it. You know how to enroll. You know how to contact a teacher. You know what a counselor is. You know what a GPA means. You know the difference between excused and unexcused. And more importantly, you know what to say. I'd like to take the next step. Who should I contact first? Can we set up a meeting? I'm ready to get started.
But more than the sentences, take this with you.
You do not need perfect English. Your child needs you to show up.
Write that down.
And after this episode, don't just feel better. Do something. Open your phone, send one message, even if it's just one sentence. Because the longer you wait, the harder that first message becomes.
That's it.
The parents who take that first step, those are the ones who make a difference. If this helped you, send it to one parent who needs this right now.
And if you want more real English for real life, subscribe and learn with us.
Remember that question from the beginning? Which school am I going to? Now, you don't have to stay silent anymore.
Your English doesn't have to be perfect. Just don't stay silent.
Show up. That's what your child will remember. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.